on Get Up this morning, on ESPN's Get Up, Rex Ryan and Teddy Bruschi both talked about this as well. And I wanted to give us an opportunity to react to this as well.
He doesn't usually get started till the fourth quarter. Well, yesterday he never got started in the fourth quarter. He had 0 touches in the fourth quarter.
This guy's brilliant.
Of a one-possession game.
This coordinator is brilliant.
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken's brilliant.
You said what now?
Yeah, he had no touches in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it's just you can't make this crap up. Like in being a Raven for 10 years, man. Like I wore all my purple and all that stuff because I knew it was the matchup. Like, by gosh, we're going to get this thing finally, and because this team's flat out on you. The most physical team wins. But you know what? Who else does? The smartest damn coach.
That's right.
All right, so give me a break, man. This is the Ravens had 12 penalties. 12 penalties. All right, in this kind of thing, which is a hell of a lot. And then, so it doesn't show a whole hell of a lot of discipline. Still have a chance to win. Your best player, all right, your best player. Hey, you know what? If you ain't going to use him, send him to Dallas. Send him to Dallas where he should have been. Send him to this place, this place, this place. This is a first ballot Hall of Fame running back and the most physical guy. If you got the most physical guy, I want to play against, this team's really physical. Yeah. I'm going to put my physical guy against you and let's see who wins.
Right.
And they stop. How the hell? I always said this, Greeny. Yeah. There's one coordinator in the league that can stop the Baltimore Ravens, and that's their offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. I've seen him do it.
And this is something that we've also seen as well. So, I mean, I love Rex Ryan, man. I would love to talk with that. Just talk ball with that guy for one day. All the knowledge that guy has is unbelievable. Incredible. So, to Rex Ryan's point, right? I mean, Todd Monken is an amazing mind. Mm-hmm. The Ravens offense wouldn't be where it is right now had it not been for Todd Monken. But it's definitely in these situations where it's just like all of a sudden shit's hitting the fan and things aren't going the way that you had planned it on going. And then Monken goes off script with a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. 13 rushes and a second week in a row without 100 yards rushing from Derrick Henry just seems kind of blasphemous this season.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this earlier. It does feel very reminiscent to the kind of AFC Championship game vibes of it. Even though it's a one-possession game, a one-score game, the Ravens felt like they were treating it like it was
they were down by 30.
Yeah, it felt like they thought they had to get it back on one play every time. Now, the fourth quarter stats actually shout out Jack Selman for putting this on Twitter, but he talked about, I think it's a little skewed because the Ravens had 2 possessions, 2 drives in the fourth quarter. The one was 2 plays in Justice Hill, the whole catch, interception, debacle thing there. And then they had the 10-play touchdown drive. I completely agree. I think Derrick Henry has to be out there for the 2-point conversion, but there wasn't necessarily anything in the fourth quarter that made me think, okay, they're just not using Derrick Henry. I thought if that first drive continued, they were going to use him. They were going to try to. Then by the time they got to the second drive, they were fighting against the clock. They were just full on let Lamar go out there and try to win it, try to use his legs, try to use his arm to go win it. Yeah. Kevin, so kind of from your perspective, I think it's a little, the no fourth quarter usage, even though I did get the screen pass that was called back. I think it's kind of not, useless, but I think there's things that point to it. If we want to point whole game, he should have been used the whole game differently. He should have been, it should have gotten to the point where he had only had 13 carries going into the fourth. He should have had already 17, 18 at that point. But once it got into the fourth quarter, I think after that Hill interception, I keep saying the Hill interception because I'm not blaming Lamar for that. After that nice interception by the Steelers, it really felt like their hand was pushed.
Yeah, I was going to say the second play the Ravens had in that fourth quarter was the screen pass, and that was called back. But you're right, where game flow dictates a lot of this. So when you look at the actual stats, and I put these out just with no context, but in the Ravens wins, Derrick Henry has had just over 20 carries per game, and their losses, it's just under 14. Now, a lot of that is game flow and game script, right? Where obviously if you're up and you want to have Derrick Henry out there to close, he's going to get more carries. And they feel good about Justice But you're right. It should have happened earlier in the game. I think Henry fumbles and they kind of move away from him. And look, Pittsburgh did a good job of stopping Derrick Henry. I mean, his stats are kind of skewed because he had that 31-yard run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, he averaged 5 yards a carry. But in reality, you take away those 31 yards on that one run from the 65 he had, and you have 12 carries for 34 yards. Look at that quick. I'm just doing quick math all day today with all these stats. But
hey, you
know, good for you.
You see, I'm on it. I'm on it today.
Good job.
But I think to me, I've agreed with what both of you have said about Henry on the 2-point play. I know you guys talked about that a bit before I came on, but it's the gravity. We use that word all the time, where we literally saw a play in this game. I mean, we talked about it for Cleveland, but we saw a play in this game. It was a fake to Derrick Henry, and Lamar took the ball and ran with it. Half the Steelers defense went with Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he wasn't getting the ball. You could have lined him up out wide on the right, and I would have said, okay, at least he's on the field, and you have to worry about him. It's no shade to Justice Hill, no shade to anybody else that was out there on the field for that play. But Derrick Henry has a different gravity than everybody else does. And more often than not, the Ravens try to get too cute in those situations and big time moments. And more often than not, it backfires on them.
Yeah. And we could spend all day on this. But there's been a lot of things, a lot of other stuff that went on around in the NFL, Kevin. We're going to be talking actually later on with Nick Moore in about 10 minutes about his reaction to the Bears-Packers game, about how that long snapper from the Bears got absolutely demolished. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding around that. But there was one other thing that happened in the NFL yesterday, Kevin. The bright spot for us Ravens fans, at least any fans that are fans of teams in the AFC, and that was that the Chiefs lost.
Yeah.
In Buffalo. But prisoners of the moment overreaction Monday has got Rex Ryan and Woody also reacting to who should be MVP right now. And Josh Allen seems to be that guy. Take a look.
Our building this morning, the first thing you said.
Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the league. Yeah, I know when I said that this morning, you were like, well, what about Lamar? What about Lamar Jackson? What about it? Josh Allen's the best.
Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the National Football League. Right now, he's the best quarterback. He can beat you. You know how you talk about styles make fun. He can play whatever way you want to play. If you need him to air it out and throw it all over the yard, Josh Allen can do that. If you want him rumbling and tumbling all over the field, guess what? He can do that. And you know the thing that he's doing, probably the best he's done all his whole career, is taking care of the football.
He is.
He's taking care of the football. Josh Allen puts on his cape when he needs to put on his cape. And going head-to-head against Patrick Mahomes yesterday in the game of the year, Josh Allen was playing some of his best ball in the biggest game of the year.
Every time you say Josh Allen right there, I believe you can insert Patrick Mahomes. Really, because I think we're talking about the same beast here. I mean, I've seen Patrick Mahomes make runs like that on 4th and 2.
But you know what? But you know what the difference is? See, I know where you're going. You're going to, well, let's fast forward. Let's wait till we get when the games really matter in the postseason. I think that's the only thing left for Josh Allen in this situation is the playoffs. Because we know that bad man on 15 has something to say during that moment. But right now, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the National Football League.
And see, well, I always said this. I always say the best player. And why do I say player over quarterback? Because he's more than just a quarterback. All right? This guy, let me tell you about him as a ball carrier. Mm-hmm. All right? 44% of the times that he carries the football, he runs for first downs. There's no ball carrier in the history of the National Football League that can say that. Only Josh Allen.
This is absolutely everything that Woody said about Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson has done better this season.
Yeah.
Completion percentage, rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, passing yards.
Yeah.
All of it. Lamar Jackson has done better than Josh Allen. And look, this isn't to take anything away from Josh Allen. He's had an incredible season too. And that final touchdown run that Josh Allen made from the 37-yard line, barreling through the entire defense of the Kansas City Chiefs and breaking 3 tackles to just blow up 2 other guys to get in the end zone was absolutely incredible. And Zach and I talked about this at the beginning of the show, that could be the defining moment for Josh Allen this season if he does win MVP. But statistically, everything that Woody just said, Lamar Jackson has done better this season.
Yeah, and before Kevin, we're going to give you the reins. I know you got some things to say about this.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll give it to him. They're right. He is the best quarterback, best player in the league because it's week to week as of 7:00 yesterday.
Yeah.
And we will have a new best player in the world, best player in the league as of 8 p.m. next Monday. That's just how it works. That's how it works in this league. Funny enough,
we're talking about the best player in the NFL right now.
That wasn't even the best player Joe Burrow played. Burrow and Justin Herbert played better than Josh Allen did last night.
Yeah.
If Burrow comes back and wins that game for the Bengals, we're sitting here. Joe Burrow's a top 3 MVP candidate. Yeah. He's the best player in the world, and it's just his team laying him down. Josh Allen also real fast. Game of the year, my ass. That was not game of the year. The snooze fest until the final. Yeah, okay. Let's take it easy on that one. Kevin,
take it away.
Take it away.
To say this was expected is the understatement of the year for me. And honestly, full disclosure, guys, this was my first time seeing that clip. So you're getting kind of like an instant reaction from me, which is why I'm going to be maybe a little more spirited than if I had seen it before. Here's my problem with the clip. It's actually with Rex Ryan. And the reason it's with Rex Ryan is because Rex Ryan goes, well, let me tell you about Josh Allen, the ball carrier. Where was this energy for Lamar? For his entire career, he was being called a running back. He was being told to switch positions. He was being told he can't throw the ball. He was being told this, that, and the other. And Lamar's passing stats are, as you guys have talked about, as good, if not better, than Josh Allen's this season. And over the course of his career, we've seen the evolution. Has Josh Allen been called a running back in a negative connotation once over the course of his career, where Lamar Jackson has had to deal with that for literally since high school days at Louisville and obviously coming into the league? When is it now popular to praise quarterbacks for their running ability and say, oh, let me tell you, this guy's this dual threat guy, and he's not just a quarterback. He can do so many different things. Lamar's been doing that his whole career alongside Josh Allen, but only one of them gets the pass.
Yeah.
And that to me is ridiculous. And I think that comment in itself is the thing that kind of sets me off here, because we've talked about Lamar here in Baltimore as the guy that can do all of that. But then national media waves, even people all over the world have been talking about Lamar as a player that, oh, well, he can't throw and his running ability has been a detriment to him because people only look at him as, oh, well, he's just a running back. He runs the ball. That's all he can do well, this, that, and the other. But when Josh Allen does it, it's cool. And he does cool little air flips in the air and everybody says, oh, that's so cool. But Lamar can't juke a guy out and not be called a running back 15 times. That to me is unreal.
Yeah, to me, Josh Allen doesn't look very quarterbacky.